This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. I got a special surprise for everyone today. On this episode, I'm not just gonna have one specific beer. That's right, I'm going to do a beer flight of the night. So we're gonna try some beers. First time for some of them, I think. Yeah, first time for I think all three. I'm only doing three because y'all ain't about to get me super drunk on this episode. But I heard the demands. I see the results. I see everyone hype about the beer flights and try this beer next and things like that. So I appreciate all the feedback and I decided, well, here we go. So first beer is from Jordon Sons Brewing Company, straight out of Fort Worth. It's called Dadgum IPA. So it is 6.6%, not bad. It's very simple, just an all green can here, just a nice little, so let's see, hopefully not a mess. Okay, not a mess, very loud. All right, and of course, we got to do this in cups because, Lord forbid, I drink that much beer. Once you open, once you pop the top, you can't stop. So let's go. Okay, pours pretty good. All right, so Dadgum IPA. Oh, there's a lot of froth there. It's all right. We're gonna try this. Smells like a damn IPA. A lot lighter than I thought. It smells like it's gonna be that hoppy, in the basement IPA, but it's not. It's actually light. It's refreshing kind of for an IPA. It definitely has the hop smell to it. Like it is kicking my nose directly in my nose right now. But honestly, it's a really good beer. I'd put this in the rotation. It's one of those beers you're gonna just sit at the house and watch hockey. This is a hockey type of. This is a Go Stars kind of Dadgum IPA. Like this is not your out and about kind of IPA because even though it tastes light, it feels right. Like that 6.6 hits you very quickly. I'd be remiss to try that again to see if it is actually 6.6. All right. And again, that's from Jordon Sons Brewing Company, Dadgum IPA. And next up is Starbase Brewing. I got this because I just love the can. It is 5.3%. It is a Kolsch, honey Kolsch style ale. And on the can it says, "Of course, I still love you." I ain't gonna lie, they got me on this one. It is based out of Austin, Texas. Shout out to them. Official brewery of Mars. I don't know. All right, so okay, another good crack. See if we can pour this better. A little bit. I was cheating, but all right, let's see. It's not bad compared to other honey lagers or honey Kolsch's or Kolsch's that I've had. I think it's too light. Like it doesn't have as strong of honey that I would want in a honey beer, I guess. But it's not overpowering either. It's very light. It's kind of faint, if you will. Like this is something that I would probably be able to drink out and about if I want to look, if it comes out in the can, obviously I'd be like, yo, let me get that can, whatever the case may be. Other than that, I don't know. It's not, doesn't really hit me like, ooh, shit, like this is so good. It's not bad though. Like I said, it's not bad at all. It's just very, very light. Sometimes when these guys or these breweries do these honeys or these mangoes or these things, sometimes they either overpower it or they don't put enough. And I feel like this is kind of in the category of not enough. But again, it doesn't make it a bad brew. Maybe you have to pair it with something heavy as far as food, and maybe make it work. I mean, I can live with it. I'm not mad at it. I taste the aftertaste hints honey, but whatever. And again, that was from Starbase Brewing, based out of Austin, Texas. Maybe if I go have it in a glass, it'll taste different. But for me right now, that gum is over that right now. Now this one I'm a little scared of because, like I said, I think I've had one of these before, and this one I want to say is the one I had. I'm not 100% sure. But it's based out of, it's Tup's Brewery, or Tup's Beer, brewed in right up in McKinney, Texas, north of Dallas. It is full-grown Scallywag. It is 12%. It is an imperial stout. We all know how I feel about stouts. Brewed with coconut and vanilla. And this is why I think I know what this is, because I think I tasted this at the brewery. That brewery is massive and dope as hell. They have like an outside picnic, and it's a dope time if you go. They have stuff for kids, so you can let the kids run around while you're drinking. They got food. So it was a nice time there. I went, they had some really good food there as well. So that's what I'm saying. I think I had this, and if I do remember correctly, this is a full-grown man drink here. Yeah. Whew. All right. So we know how I feel about dark beers. Definitely gives off stout smell. Okay, so I have had this. This is, okay, I do remember this. This is maybe the wildest thing for me to say in the world because, oh, there goes the aftertaste. Okay. So it's a stout. It's a stout. But it has like a vanilla aftertaste to it or taste to it, and it just doesn't make it feel so coffee strong of the stout, and it just, to me, they hit the mark on this to make it just the amount of coffee, which I can't stand, but just the right amount of vanilla or coconut in it, where it's not just overpowering, just coffee. And it's like, listen, like I said, I had this before, so I have to forgive me. I couldn't tell. I had it in a cup at the place, and it's 12%. So it's no damn slouch. It is a full-grown Scallywag. So, yeah, let me slow down. All right. And again, we're only doing 3 this episode because, my God, man, that 12% will have me on my ass. Before the end of news, you can booze to. Oh, all right. We're here, baby. First up, will the real Boston Celtics please stand up? Oh, my God. They have been blowing leads left and right in this series. They finally pulled it together in the Garden, of all places, and they were really bad at home. It doesn't make any sense. They were shooting threes after threes, regardless if they were making them, regardless if they hit the shots. They were just chucking up threes. Jason Tatum was like 0 for 17, or it was just stupid. It was just stupid, bad basketball. I mean, a lot of people were rooting for the Knicks for the simple fact that Celtics just didn't look very amused. They just looked like, hey, we're just gonna throw up threes. We're just gonna beat you with threes. And then the real game started in the fourth quarter. And I feel like every single game has been like that. Even the last one that they won has been like that, because it's just the Celtics just really don't care. Like Mazzulla, the coach, just is like, look, threes are more than two, and we got some good three-point shooters. So shoot. They need to attack the lane a little more. Me personally, Jason Tatum I haven't seen him go to the free throw line very often in this series. I don't know what the hell is going on. Malik Bridges at one point was playing better than the whole damn starting five in the fourth quarter, and had the defensive play, if the Knicks win, of the series. He definitely blocked Jason Tatum's shot and made sure that there was no stopping of the comeback in Boston. Again, in Boston, this all happened. Malik Bridges, my vote for MVP of this series, because he has just been balling out of his mind. Speaking of balling out of their mind, the Indiana Pacers have been balling out of their mind. Remember, I told you that the Pacers, or Hallie, was tired of the disrespect. The Cavs have met their match. And I know I said that they were supposed to be in the finals, but I had no idea that the Pacers were going to have this much energy. And Hallie, chill. He took the disrespect very, 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 very personal. They have been an absolute monster to deal with. The Cavs have been blown out. The Cavs have lost the close game. The Cavs have been blown out. There is no in between. The Cavs I don't know what the fuck is going on, because now Donovan Mitchell's out. They were down by 41 points at the half. He didn't return at the half. I mean, I wouldn't return at the half either. My ankle hurts. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. I don't know. All I know is that the Pacers gave the Cavs fits during the regular season. I should have seen this coming, but I got swept up in the hype. I got swept up in the hype of the Cavs season and what they did. Coach of the year, all that good stuff. Oh, Donovan Mitchell really arguably could be MVP of the league, blah, 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 blah. And Hallie said, hold the fucking horses, my guy. We're about to go crazy. And they have. They have been putting it to them. First, it was the Darius Garland missing game. Then it was, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to still win the close game if you have him. Man, I just don't know what is going on in the Eastern Conference. It's very scary. The Celtics look like they may be out, and the Cavs look like they may be out. It may end up being an Eastern Conference Finals in Indiana and New York. As a Nets fan, I'm not ready to see the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the NBA Finals. I can't see it. Please, Celtics, pull your fucking head out of your ass. I can't see it. Sorry. But the coach of the year, Kyle Atkinson, he is getting just absolutely dominated in this series. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I have to apologize and take some credit for being wrong. Yes, Ziggy is wrong. Again, this might be the name of the episode. Ziggy is wrong. Carlisle is not a mediocre coach, and I called him mediocre, and I deserve all the bashing that I'm gonna get from calling him a mediocre coach. He is not mediocre. I apologize. Can you put the leash back on? Because Hallie going crazy, Turner going crazy, Toppin going crazy. Kyle Atkinson, I really want to take back your award. Like, I really want to give it to somebody else, because you ain't pulling out the coach of the year type of playing. It just really looks like you told them, hey, I got the best players on the court, just run, and voila. Listen, that shit is crazy. I don't know. Can we take back awards? I'm asking for a friend who I called mid. Anyway, moving on to Other news in the NBA, Giannis has made an announcement that he is open-minded to listening to other teams about leaving the Bucks. Isn't that collusion? Isn't he still under contract? Isn't like this if he goes to anybody's team and leaves the Bucks have all rights to say collusion. This is bullshit. Fans, media, everybody, we hyping this up. We like, oh, he's out of here, he's gone, da 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 da. But if you think about it, that shit is collusion like a motherfucker. For him to put it out there that he will be open-minded to listening to teams that want to trade for him, man, NBA, you got a problem. That the players are running the league. They are. It's crazy. That is collusion if I've ever heard it. And why is no one talking about this? No one is talking about it. It's just, it blows my mind because it's like he should not be able to do that or put that out there without some type of fine, slap on the wrist, something to let everybody know, dog, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't. You can't do it. So, as we do with everything, like mock drafts and things like that, let's make it make sense and see which team he could land. Because I'm that guy. I want to know. I've been looking at it ever since. Once the news dropped, he's open-minded, all the flurries and blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, I've been reading, I've been watching videos, and I've been thinking in my head, yes, since like this morning, I have three teams that obviously make the most sense as far as market. Miami, New York, LA. All the obvious front runners because of the cities, because of the amount of assets and things like that. But New York Knicks, probably not going to happen. They're building something there. They're making a run. They're probably not going in that direction. Lakers don't really have the capital to make that happen. Miami is very interesting in the perspective of they have the pieces, they have the draft picks, they will make the room. They have pretty much the room. They can make the room to basically pay him, basically trade away, and still piece together something to build around him. Plus, they, like I said, they have draft picks, which is, in my opinion, what Milwaukee's going to want. And to me, that's the best case scenario if he wants to be in like a major market and marketable market, if you will, and things like that. Not like he needs the money. Giannis is not a big flashy guy. I don't think he's going to be out there drinking beers and smoking hookah at LA parties, Luka. But he is, I think very marketable as far as internationally. Miami, LA, New York are all international meccas, if you will. The one team I think that a lot of people aren't going to really put in the category because of the whole LeBron, the whole Luka, because it's the Lakers, right, is the Clippers. The Clippers actually have the pieces. They have the draft picks, and they are in a win now. They have a win now attitude. They are in a win now mode, if you will, because they are tired of getting looked at as the little brother in LA. That stadium has to pay for itself. They've got to figure out a couple of things to do. Granted, it's LA. They'll figure out how to pay for the stadium like they do for everything. But I do think that they are very interesting. They're just as interesting, if not more interesting, than Miami because they have pieces that Milwaukee would feel like, okay, if we piece these things together, we won't be complete ass and we can build. You know what I mean? But it's going to come with some hefty contracts. I don't know if that's what the Clippers or what Milwaukee will take. Now, Miami, again, the pieces, the draft capital, I just see them making a run towards him. And obviously all the Miami news, everybody's in the news about Giannis and all that stuff like that. But I do think that they are in the market and they are in the mode because Pat wants to win before he hits that final destination, before he retires, because he's getting up there in age. And believe you me, it's coming. They're already chanting fire him. But I do think that Pat wants to win one more and ride off into the sunset. And the best player to get you that one more is the one who literally put Milwaukee on his back and won Milwaukee a championship. I'm just saying. He didn't do it alone. I'm not putting that out there. But he definitely put them on his back and rode it to the finals. Period. Point blank. But there is another team in the same state that I think would also be interesting. And I know y'all like Ziggy. Pick one. Orlando. Young. Draft pieces. Pieces that they would feel they could build around young pieces. I really think they don't have anything to lose to put their bid in the hat, and they are not salary cap heavy right now because everybody on their squad is young. Most of their players are young. They haven't broke into the 300s and 500 millions fucking contracts, 50, 60 millions a year. They haven't. Nobody really knows, but my guess, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My guess is I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I think he wants to be in LA, and I think he wants to build something that nobody has ever brought to a city like he did with Milwaukee, like he's gonna do in LA. Just my guess. Very, very early to guess this, but it's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. What can I say? All right. Still on the NBA because, come on, man. The NBA is just running the circuit right now as far as media and news. Nuggets and Thunder are going to go 7 games, and it's a lot of back and forth. Jokic is fighting for his life. Meanwhile, SGA is getting all the calls, all the whistles he can get, and Jokic is just tired of this shit. I got Thunder in 7. What can I say? Minnesota is handling the Warriors. They really should be sweeping them. I don't understand. The Warriors lost Steph in the first game. You are letting Draymond and Jimmy Butler, tired, exhausted Jimmy Butler, bruised sternum or bruised glutes or whatever the fuck it is, tailbone. There we go. Tailbone. That you're letting them beat you. There's no reason you shouldn't have won all 4 games and just swept them. It's 3-1, but still, or it's 2-1, but still, like y'all, this should have been a sweep or 3-1. I don't know. It should have been a sweep. Ant has been acting a fool. I still got the Wolves in 5. It is what it is. Now to hockey. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about the rest of the series because it's for the stars. It's stars. It's go Stars, baby. You know what it is. They are on the Jets' ass. They are belt to ass on the Jets' ass. 2-1. They have looked great. They beat the Jets at home in Winnipeg, and then they gave them a revenge game, and then they won one in Dallas, and it was not pretty at all. So I'm hoping that they continue this run. I am so excited to get to the motherfucking Stanley Cup because ain't nobody getting in our fucking way this year. Fuck that shit. Finish the job. Finish the fight. Go Stars. And on that note, we're going to drink some dadgum IPA because, here. That's starting to grow on me. Speaking of Dallas, the NBA lottery has delivered the number 1 pick to Dallas. Yeah, you heard that right. Top 4 in the history of wildest lottery number 1 picks. Chicago, Cleveland, Orlando, Mavericks. Crazy. All you Mavs fans who turned your back, now is your time to beg Nico for forgiveness. He sold his soul for this organization because there is no other fucking explanation. He and Adam Silva and Rob, they made it happen. There's no way that you can tell me any difference. Collusion, conspiracy theories, they're all right. They're all right. They're all right. This is the most insane thing we have seen in quite some time. Derrick Rose, Chicago, I think was the last time we saw something like that. Come on, man. Anyway, Cooper Flag is pretty much a set piece for the Mavericks now. It's pretty much over. It's over with. It's Flag, number one pick, Flag, boom. First page, now Cooper Flag. Dallas, what are we doing? It's about to be a litty city for real come next year. Come this year as well, but I'm just saying Dallas basketball they've awakened. Nico looks like a fucking genius. And if he wanted to continue to be the evil, mad genius that he is, he can make a trade. Or he could piece together some things and get Giannis in Dallas. I know I said that. I know that's not even a team on the radar. But if you think about it, the pieces they have, he doesn't even have to give up the number one pick. He could give up all the other things that he got from the AD trade, plus maybe AD, plus maybe Max Christie, plus there's a couple of different ways it could work, and Milwaukee is okay with some of these scenarios. I'm just saying, Nico could do the wildest thing of all time and then wipe his ass with all those fucking tweets, all those fire Nicos, all that shit. He could literally say, you know what, Dallas, fuck y'all, drop the mic and walk off. Now I'm raising prices double, because you dumb motherfuckers gonna pay it to see Cooper Flag, Giannis, AD if he's there or whatever, or Kyrie. What? Are you serious? And that roster is stacked. That roster is deep. That roster they are lengthy. Pause. This sounds really wild. But anyway, they have the size, the defense, and they all can respectively dribble the ball when necessary. Man, with Kyrie at the helm, running point, and knowing how to pass and dish and throw, man, listen, even if he don't get Giannis and he just does the concrete thing and drafting Cooper Flag, this puts them in a seat to make a run, if healthy, obviously if healthy, to make a run in the playoffs like they did the year that Luka brought them there and things like that. Because, I mean, Luka did. Or it could start a riot in Dallas. I don't know. Nico could start a riot in Dallas very easily. We don't know. But we going to see. I'm excited, man. But now, it's time for the beer goggles of the week. It's been some crazy stuff going on. I'm not going to lie. There it is. Since we're talking about anger issues and since we're talking about riots, are the Knights okay?
Went off the heel of his stick, and then this is not good. Oh, he jammed his stick. Obviously meant to break it. Instead, he hit the trainer in the side of the head. Trainer has to go off, and there's no worse feeling than that. You're sour at what you've done. And then you let your anger get the best of you, and then you.
Yo, what the fuck? He cracked that man straight in the fucking head. Like, bro, what the fuck? Whew. Crazy. And next up is something even crazier. Mexican OT, the rapper, I know I said the rap because some of y'all don't know who Mexican OT is, but you gonna know who he is after this. Whose drunk ass idea was this? Why is he in there like this? He gotta be fucked up. That vest wasn't protecting shit. He got flipped. He got, man, what? He was fighting for his life. Like, what are you doing? Whew, man. This next one, man, this next one is kind of, you ever had a drunk friend that plays too much? And when y'all drinking and shit, they just be doing too much and you just want to punch him in the fucking face, but you just mush him, push him out the fucking way.
Floor after a very brief rest at the 4:32 mark of the quarter. And now John Goble gets Sam Merrill and DeAndre Hunter. But look out, Turner comes to the defense of Mathurin. Well, you can see something brewing between those two the other night, and that has spilled in and over here to game 4. And technicals assessed to both DeAndre Hunter and Miles Turner.
They're deeming that a punch, and this is retaliation. I will say I'm shocked that they didn't eject Hunter, but what a huge break there for the Cleveland Cavs. Yeah, that last replay we showed, they clearly extended there. You know, these are divisional rivals. There's a history between these two organizations. But that's also a significant loss if you're Rick Carlisle and the Pacers.
It wasn't that significant. They still won the game pretty handedly. Okay, so, by the way, the culture is starting to wear. Yes, I'm drinking all 3 of these slowly but surely. Don't judge me. I feel you judging me. There might be some beer goggles of my own. But anyway, speaking of friends, what kind of friends are these? Like, how do you let this happen to the homie?
Look how good this is. Judge hits a home run. Kid in the green shirt catches it. While he's celebrating with all of his buddies, it's going to pop out of his glove. Right there. See it? Now it's on the railing. Rolls. This guy sees it. He's like, oh, I'll grab that. Pockets it real quick. Just starts clapping. Guys behind him see it like, oh, you got that? Meanwhile, guy in the green just starts looking for it like, wait, where'd it go? This guy in the green, he loses it, loses it, pockets it. Whoa, shit, where? Oh, shit, where? Quick move by that fan over here, huh? Yep, that's mine. Hey.
Insane, bro. Like, with friends like these, how? Listen, fighters, keepers, losers, weepers. I don't know. And that was the beer goggles of the week. And now it's time for the 6-pack of the week. First up, Mr. Mitchell. Mitchell has been working in this series, and that's probably why he took that game off after half, because he was like, fuck this. I've been going crazy. Case in point.
34 points thus far they put up here, so they found their rhythm and got back to playing Pacers ball.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. He deserves, like, I'm telling you, he still deserves to be in the MVP talk, but that was nasty. He is the one shining light for the Cavs right now because, my God, man. And Ant dunked different, bro.
You don't see this very often.
If you see him gather like that, he's a two-footed jumper, and when he comes in and gathers and puts that left shoulder as the lead shoulder toward the rim, he just goes to a different floor.
And then he yelled at a motherfucker, and you know that's what he said. And Ant is different, bro. Ant is a fucking dog. Now, third is crazy. I didn't know they had hit sticks in hockey.
edge and compete. And here he is. He's going for a change. He's out of gas right here. He's like, oh, I got to get this puck in. Bang. Braces himself, but just gets smoked right there. And lunges in there. Hip takes the brunt of it. Teammates help him out. And Petrovic gets the good hit. Oh,
It's time for you to sit your ass down. Yo, the fact that he flipped over oh my God, he flipped over into the bench. Yo, that's got to be embarrassing. You got to get your lick back. But I don't know. He didn't get his lick. So, man, and I know hockey is played on ice, but I didn't know goalies freeze in real time.
Bennett with Verhaeghe. Bennett drags it, moves it. He scores! What a goal! Sam Bennett brings the house down. 2-0, Florida.
Transition and the patience. And so you talked about the pump fake on Wall, who's so aggressive. Well, Sam Bennett does exactly that as he outweights it, but it starts with a great play, holding their own blue line, and then back the other way as the Panthers able to extend their lead. Oh, great patience as Bennett outweights everybody. Verhaeghe draws 2 defenders.
That's crazy. Froze him up. Just froze him up. Oh, and Dr. J would be proud, topping with a Dr. J impersonation.
So Indiana maintains position. Toppin, a magic trick. John Goebel will give Mitchell the continuation.
That allowed Dr. J a little bit there. The up and under. Maybe not as graceful, but every bit as impactful there for the young man.
Every bit of it impactful. That was nasty. Woo! That was and it was the anniversary of that play on that day, which is even crazier that he did that. And I don't know if he's from New York or not, from Philly or in that area or whatever. But that's absolutely crazy play. And I didn't know dogs had hops like this. Yo, what the fuck? The dogs were controlling the ropes and doing the jumping. That's crazy. I didn't know dogs had that skill, man. So that was the 6-pack of the week. And now it's time for the conversations at the keg. Jordon. Not the Jordan we're thinking of, but the new one that's with Bill. And constantly in the news now. I don't know what's going on. There seems to be a problem with it. To me, at least, I think this is kind of tarnishing Bill's legacy. I'm glad he found love, if that's what this is. Sure, I do think the love is clouding his judgment. Yeah. I also think that, like every man who falls head over heels in love with younger women or a woman that just sparks it in you, you lose your damn mind. And she is taking full advantage of that opportunity. I'm not saying she's taking advantage of him. I'm saying she is getting away with things that we never thought we as sports fans would see Bill, Mr. Holy Hoodie, Belichick, get away with. He's doing yoga poses. He doesn't do yoga. He's doing mermaid and fisherman poses and posting it on the Instaface. He's doing interviews where he's basically being told what to say and what not to answer. she is putting herself in places where typically someone who is a girlfriend, manager, agent, social media manager, all the things that she has under her name or as a title, typically don't do. She was forced into the commercial for Dunkin' Donuts. She was forced onto practice fields while coaches are coaching and things like that. And I don't know what's going on. In his book, he named her as his muse. And to me, it feels like she's more of a puppet master. Yes, a puppet master. Don't get it twisted. I'm all about women empowerment. For real, I am. Y'all know that. I'm hype about WNBA season, women in sports. I try to bring women onto the show as often as I can. Matter of fact, I do it more than I bring men on the show because the simple fact is, like, I'm all about women in sports and I'm all for it. And, like, yes, but I don't see what her angle is yet, except for taking advantage of the situation. I don't see what she, like, for instance, they were on Beer Goggles last week. She was literally the reason that they did not get to go through the whole interview. He was supposed to do a walking piece where, like, through his old high school, which I found out later that's why they had Navy stuff on, because he went to high school in Annapolis, whatever. He went to school out there where the Naval Academy is at, and blah, 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 blah. Right? So why didn't they do the walk thing that they usually do on CBS News? Apparently because Jordon walked out of the interview and told him not to answer questions and not do this. They couldn't even get through the full fucking sweet cheek piece, whatever the fuck it is, about his book and his new career and things like that, because she didn't want him to answer certain questions. Bill is arguably one of the top 10 coaches of all time. And you are having a literal feud with your girl and the college you're supposed to be coaching. They said they don't want her on the premises. They don't want her there at UNC, according to news reports, which they quickly rebutted because they were like, damn, we didn't expect this to get out. Who the fuck snitching? But they rebutted it in the most lengthy of rebuttals I've ever seen a school do. Just, hey, we never had that meeting. Some bullshit ass reports coming out. We're not entertaining that. She's more than welcome. Move on. We never said that. No. It was like, oh, she doesn't represent us. She represents Bill and all his social media things and all his things alike. We didn't say she can't come on the field and the facilities. We never said that. That's crazy. Or is it? Listen, there are things that are just completely odd about this whole situation. And it continues to be creepier or just more and more weird as time goes by. And I would hate for this to ruin a man's legacy. The odds of Bill coaching in the UNC, the odds for him to coach one game have gone down, but the odds that they'll do the buyout have gone up. Yes, you can gamble on these things. Yes, I am a degenerate. I will definitely be betting on one of those. Probably the one where he's going to get the buyout. Just too much drama. UNC went from a quiet, unsuccessful, terrible thing with Mac Brown to Bill, who they thought would be a great hire, which I told you it wasn't going to be, to madness, circus, girlfriend. Like, we're all sports medias in the tabloids right now. Like, what are we doing here? We're lost. We're in the tabloids for Bill and his girlfriend. Ew. What? What are we doing? He hasn't coached a game yet, and we continue to talk about him. Now, some would say that this might be good media or good publicity. But I disagree. Not all publicity is good publicity, for real. This is not a good look. Recruits are going to start backing off. Recruits are going to transfer. If UNC decides to pull the plug on him, I just don't want to see what the fuck is going to happen to UNC's football team. It's going to be stupid crazy. And it's going to smear this man's legacy. It's going to smear his name. Jordon, do you really want to do that? If not, you might want to relax. That's all I'm saying. Bill, you're arguably one of the greatest coaches in the league. The greatest quarterback that you coached up to be the GOAT. But you need to, unfortunately, treat your girl like one of your football players. It's a slippery slope. Yes, I know. But she got to relax. She is not Bill. She is Bill's girl. If she wants to ride the wave, cool. Get as many opportunities as you can. But forcing them does not get anybody a win in that situation. Nobody. Not Bill, not Jordon, not UNC, or any other marketable companies that Bill might want to work with. Just saying. I'm off the high horse. And that was Conversations at the Keg. And this is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. And I don't think I'm going to finish any of these three. That full-grown Scallywag is crazy. Man. I'm lying. Free yourself of pain, anxiety, and sleepless nights. And do it naturally. CBD House of Healing only carries products from their lab, made to meet the highest quality and purity standards. Find your relief from the aches and pains, the emotional stress and drain, and sleep again. Shop online at cbddallas.com or in person and grab a slushie at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101, Dallas, Texas. Begin your healing at the House of Healing.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.